The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is a favourite story with children of all ages. The book by C.S. Lewis has been serialised by BBC TV. Well, with me I have the Snow Queen actress Barbara Kellerman and Sophie Wilcox, who plays Lucy, the first of the children to discover Narnia. Well, Sophie, thanks very much for coming in, because you've actually got out of double games to come here, haven't you? Are you glad to have got out of it?
Yes, because it's lacrosse and I prefer netball.
Well, Barbara, we saw you there looking extremely glamorous as the Snow Queen. It must have been wonderful to be able to act such a thoroughly bad hat sort of part.
Yes, totally evil. No redeeming qualities at all. It was wonderful.
Some amazing special effects as well, by the look of it.
That's right. Well, there is a lot of animation that's been introduced into this, which I think put the budget up a lot, didn't it?
Well, they always say it's absolutely fatal to work with children and animals, yet here you are with a lion, a load of horses and 4 very... Well,
Sophie wasn't possible, I must say.
Oh, thank you.
There's so much of the child in me anyway that I sort of identified rather than found any conflict at all. And the witch is so totally against mankind and humankind and animal kind and everything else that she has no trouble at all. I mean, she just zaps them and turns them into stone. And I sort of imposed myself that way on the children occasionally, and it sort of seemed to work terribly well.
Well, Sophie, had you actually read the Chronicles of Narnia beforehand?
Well, I'd read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, but I hadn't got on to like Prince Caspian and all the other 6 books. But I thought The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is the best book.
Now, what was the best part of filming it? Because it all looked very cold and ferociously freezing there. Where did you film all that?
Well, we did the snow scenes in 𝕎𝖙𝖗, which is in Scotland. And then we did about 10 weeks here in Television Centre, and then 6 weeks in 𝕶𝖊𝖑𝖑, so there was a lot of travelling.
But what was the Scottish bit like? It looked freezingly cold.
It was very cold, but luckily we had our fur coats, but Barbara only had these... I mean, she was absolutely freezing. She had
That's right, because in fact that beautiful piece of fur that you see is pure nylon. And it was
so no
perishing.
polar bears have been killed for that then?
No, thank God for that. I would have felt a bit awful about that. But
so how did you keep your hands and feet warm?
We had these little kind of like tea bags. They're like the tea bags, and they were filled with charcoal or something, and they generate heat, and they were really hot, weren't they?
And hot water bottles between my legs in my case, and thermal underwear. And
yeah.
Well, we've said that they're children's classics, but I think they've got an awful lot of appeal, those books, for everybody, haven't they?
Yeah.
Did you find that all the grown-ups got drawn into it as well?
Yeah, because my gran hadn't heard of it. She'd heard of it, but she hadn't actually read it. And when she read it, she thought it was a really nice book, just as it was. She really liked it. I think it's for adults as well. I mean, you can't really say it's a children's program.
It's got quite a lot of religious echoes, hasn't it, in it, with Aslan being rather like Christ and, you know, dying at the end.
Yeah, I think C.S. Lewis put a bit of religion into it, didn't he?
There is the allegory there, but we've played it down very much. I mean, it's there because it's there, but we haven't sort of laboured it in any way, have we? We've just sort of followed the story rather than sort of put choral music upon a resurrection or whatever.
What was the best part of the special effects for you? Because it must have been very difficult, because you must have had to act against a blank backdrop, mustn't you?
Yeah, there was one bit when Aslan's going over the wall, and for that, I think it showed in the... and it's kind of like, we had to have harnesses. It was so painful, but it was so much fun going up and having to sit on the line. It's just... So
it was very much flying as though you were Peter Pan in a pantomime or something. That's something I've always longed to do. I'm sorry that it's very painful.
It's quite painful, but the funness and the excitement of doing it's just really good. That's my favourite bit. So
are you going to be a full-time adult actress, do you hope?
Yeah, I'd really like to.
Because you're not actually at an acting school, are you?
No, it's a normal school, but I think it's very important to get your kind of like education done first, because I mean, acting's such a, you know, you can't go into it and expect to get jobs after job after job. So I'm going to study on my education and then...
That's for sure.
She sounds very realistic, Barbara.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, Sophie's got her head screwed on far more than me. In fact, most of the children did. They were organising me during the filming, weren't they?
Well, I think you've both got your heads very well screwed on. I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. It looks gorgeous from those effects. Sophie, Barbara, many